evening. I'm Adrienne Arsenault. Andrew is away tonight. The lines are long, the cases are up, and the anxiety's high.
So I'm just wondering how often are we going to have to do this?
With schools started and flu season coming, parents open up. The first Canadian jury selected during the pandemic hears a mass murder case.
I'm not sure that hearing the minuscule details of the events would be conducive to my recovery.
Her husband was one of the 4 killed in Fredericton.
Her beautiful spirit and personality is working through all of us on the ground.
A settlement in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor includes the promise of police reform. And bracing for Sally.
Hide from the wind, run from the water, and so now is the time to run from the water.
The storm and the surge arriving in slow motion. This is The National. As Canadian COVID cases spike just in time for back to school and flu season, so too is something else, demand for testing. In some places leading to hours-long lineups. It has provinces rushing to increase capacity and leaders pleading with people to follow the rules and slow the spread of the virus.
The 1 or 2% are having these parties in the backyard. Guys, we just can't do it. We just can't do it.
Think about the consequences of letting your guard down.
Today, both Ontario and Quebec's new cases topped 200 for the 5th straight day. Alberta posted another triple-digit increase, 124. BC wasn't far behind, recording 97 new cases. So numbers like those, coupled with more people heading back to school and work, means there is a heavy demand for testing. As Vicadopia shows us, that is straining the systems.
A drive-through testing lineup so long it fills a parking lot. It's no better on foot at another testing center.
So now we're staying this almost for 2 hours, more than 2 hours, maybe another 1 more hour. Okay, it's cold outside, so I don't know what should I say.
I've been to 3 other clinics. The lineups were way longer than this, but this is still ridiculous.
As children return to school and people go back to work, long waits are becoming the norm.
Some days we're full to capacity. As you can see, the line, it laps all around. And by the end of the day, sometimes the clerks have to leave.
Then patients have to come back the next day.
You will get the 1 in 2 patients who might not like it, but you have most of the patients cooperate, they understand.
Testing centers in Quebec and Alberta are also being overwhelmed. This drive-through site had to turn people away.
It's ridiculous. It's 3 to 4 hours.
Today, Ontario's premier hinted at a solution. Take the testing burden off hospitals by using pharmacies.
Well, I'm not going to say that 100%, but I can tell you we're all over it. I had a personal call with the CEO of Shoppers today, and I don't want to just mention Shoppers because there's other great pharmacies out there that are willing to jump in there, but we're doing everything we can to move this forward rapidly.
More than 80,000 tests are performed a day in Canada. Less than 2% come back positive, but winter could make things worse.
So as people move inside and start to gather in small gatherings, family gatherings, intimate gatherings in their household, that's where the risk increases. And I think people are tired of being apart.
Health Canada is evaluating rapid tests, which just became available in the U.S. Until they're approved, expect more of this. Vicadopia, CBC News, Toronto.
Now, seeing those long testing lineups made us wonder, is everyone in them worried they could be sick, or is something else at play? Catherine Cullen went to find out.
When the lineups are hours long, it's best to come prepared. Snacks, somewhere to sit, entertainment, though nothing about this situation is entertaining.
My worry is that kids have colds all year. Like last year, they had a cold for 4 months straight. So I'm just wondering how often are we going to have to do this? How sustainable is it?
Most families we talked to didn't think their child had COVID.
Not too worried.
We think it's something she ate.
Not very concerned.
Yeah, we're pretty confident that it's probably just a regular sniffles.
Some were quite sure their kid wasn't ill.
Well, somebody went to school today and decided to tell the teachers that they had a headache. And so ultimately I got a phone call
requested me to pick her and her brother up from school.
But they lined up for tests because they had to.
And the school also wants a test before she goes back, along with her sister.
Waiting for a test even if they really didn't want it.
I'm scared.
This woman and her older daughter were tested just the other day.
So 2 days ago, results were negative, but now she's got the runny nose and she can't go to daycare until she's got a negative test. So we're back.
We did talk to one woman worried her daughter could have COVID-19.
And so what made you decide that your daughter needed a COVID test?
After an hour and a half of waiting, she was told they'd reached capacity for the day.
A little bit anxious that I need to wait another day to get tested and get like another, let's say 24 hours for the result, but that's how it is.
Meaning it's back to the line again tomorrow. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.
Frustration and anxiety also on display in Toronto as Canada's largest school board began bringing students back to class. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson shows how it went, along with some timely new research about class size and safety.
So you go all the way to the back, you look for... With 250,000 students, Toronto District School Board is a city unto itself. Thousands of families and just as many concerns.
I'm kind of scared for my son, but he said it's good to go, so I hope so.
It's pretty different. I don't like it. I don't like the vibe. It's just wearing the mask. I barely breathe, barely can breathe in the mask.
I'm nervous about catching the virus and spreading it to my siblings.
For some, day one went well, all things considered.
We don't have a lot to go on based on the schools just getting back about a week ago. But it doesn't seem to be coming from that area as much as the social gatherings. So I still feel pretty comfortable about sending Graydon back to school.
One reason, her son's class has only 15 kids in it. Few Toronto families have that luxury. This teacher tried to petition the Premier to reduce class sizes in Ontario. But today, even half a class was sobering to see.
It was surprising to think to myself, okay, this is only half of the number that's going to be here because some of those classrooms already feel quite crowded.
Her concerns seem validated by new findings from Sick Kids Hospital, which simulated a live school environment. It was not possible to maintain a 2-meter distance between students and accommodate more than 12 to 15 students. The school board's director today stressed class sizes will improve.
We will be addressing these situations ASAP. We are looking at where those situations are occurring, and we will be inserting extra teachers into those classrooms.
Something families hope happens fast as they worry about a second shutdown. These days of learning and being with friends, no matter how complicated, could be brief. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
We asked for your back-to-school questions, and you answered.
I was wondering what to do with your mask at recess. Will I be able to hug friends when I go back to school?
Just a few of your concerns that we'll be putting to the doctors tonight. That is a little later. Nancy Desiel, the wife of Bloc Québécois leader Yves-François Blanchet, has tested positive for COVID-19. Desiel, who is a city councillor in Shawinigan, Quebec, said on Twitter she's doing well and will continue to work from home. Blanchet and his staff have been isolating since yesterday. He will get tested for COVID-19 tomorrow. This was opening day for a high-profile murder trial in Fredericton. Matthew Raymond is charged in the 2018 shooting deaths of 4 people, including 2 police constables. Kayla Hounsell visited the partner of one of them.
I'm actually getting some stuff folded, so that's good.
Searching for comfort, Jackie McLean has had clothes piled high where her partner used to sleep.
So that when I went to bed at night, it didn't feel like I was sleeping by myself.
Constable Rob Costello was gunned down 2 years ago in the line of duty. McLean can't bring herself to attend the trial for the man accused of killing him.
I have been suffering from PTSD, and I'm not sure that hearing the minuscule details of the events would be conducive to my recovery.
Matthew Raymond is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Constables Costello and Sarah Burns and civilians Donnie Robichaud and Bobby Lee Wright. The Crown and defense agree Raymond shot them, but Raymond's lawyers intend to argue he was not criminally responsible at the time. The jury was the first selected in Canada during the pandemic.
This is obviously a very important murder trial, and one that really couldn't just be adjourned indefinitely or until COVID ends.
That means things have to be done differently. This is a ballroom inside a convention center. It's been turned into a makeshift courtroom because there's more space than inside a traditional courtroom. The judge and lawyers sit here, and this is the jury box. It's 12 meters long to ensure jurors can be spaced apart. And that's not all.
It's not an open court in the sense that only media and people that are immediately related to the case are able to come. So it isn't kind of open to the public.
Is that a problem? I mean, that has always been a part of our justice system.
Absolutely. But every person that comes into the courthouse introduces that risk.
Jackie McLean says she hopes to sleep easier when the trial is over.
Put my head on the shoulder. I swear, I always had my head.
A pillow made from her partner's uniform helps a little too. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Fredericton.
In New Brunswick, 3 teenagers killed in a car crash over the weekend have now been identified. From your left, Ty Croft and Denver Jardine were 17 years old. Kobe Curtis was 16. Their car went off the road and struck a retaining wall Sunday morning in Blackville. The small, tight-knit community has been in shock since that crash. Funeral services will be held this week. $12 million won't bring Breonna Taylor back, but one of the biggest police misconduct settlements in the United States also comes with reforms to policing in Louisville, Kentucky. Still, as Katie Simpson tells us, her family says real justice has yet to be served.
She's a face of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Say her name.
Her name, her story, fueling anti-racism protests that have gripped the country. 6 months after Breonna Taylor's death, her family announced a settlement today in a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Louisville, Kentucky.
Her beautiful spirit and personality is working through all of us on the ground. So please continue to say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Taylor's family will get $12 million.
No justice, no peace.
The city has also agreed to police reforms, more oversight for officers getting warrants, more paramedics sent out on risky calls, and social workers hired to handle mental health issues.
It has been so long getting to this day where we could assure that Breonna Taylor life wouldn't be swept under the rug like so many other black women in America.
Taylor was shot by police during a raid of her apartment. Her boyfriend thought the commotion was an intruder and fired at the officers. They fired back. Taylor was hit and left to die in her hallway with no medical help.
There's been no arrest, there's been no justice, not only for her, but for her family.
Athletes and celebrities have joined protesters in demanding accountability for Taylor's death. Oprah Winfrey put up 26 billboards across Kentucky to make the point. And while Taylor's family is relieved the civil lawsuit has been settled, they're not letting up in their push for criminal justice.
It's time to move forward with the criminal charges because she deserves that and much more.
There have been no arrests in the death of Breonna Taylor, though one of the officers involved has been fired. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Washington.
Turning to trade now, a cross-border game of chicken came to an end today, and it's Donald Trump who blinked. He dropped the tariffs he'd imposed on Canadian aluminum, supposedly for national security reasons. Salima Shivji shows us how his campaign gambit backfired.
The tough trade warning that's become so familiar.
We will be taking action to counter the unjust tariffs put on Canadian aluminum by the United States. We will always be there to defend Canadian workers.
Out of a careful script, often repeated.
We will impose dollar-for-dollar countermeasures in a balanced and perfectly reciprocal retaliation.
In reaction to Donald Trump's rhetoric.
Canada was taking advantage of us, as usual.
Keen to be seen as tough on trade, last month he set his sights yet again on Canadian aluminum. With a 10% tariff, Canada quickly drafted a list of retaliatory levies to hit specific U.S. aluminum products, even these very washing machines. And it lobbied U.S. officials, drove the point home. Tariffs hurt U.S. companies most of all.
We just made sure that we covered our bases with key decision makers, governors, elected officials. There was no more reasoning to the U.S. narrative going into the fall months, and the U.S. knew very well.
With the Trump administration backing down, so too did Ottawa, sort of.
Let me be clear. Canada has not conceded anything. We fully retain our right to impose our countermeasures if the U.S. administration decides to reimpose its tariffs.
This is really a day when common sense has prevailed, and that's good news.
Common sense, but also plain political sense for the president. Less than 2 months before the U.S. election, with votes in the Rust Belt states key to his re-election bid. The threat of Canada's counterpunch had weight.
But it's a muted win for the Trudeau Liberals and could be fleeting. The U.S. statement specifies tariffs could come back once the election is out of the way. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Ottawa.
CBC News has learned the Canada-U.S. border closure will be extended again until October 21st. A source with direct knowledge says the federal government wants to see evidence the U.S. is managing the COVID pandemic efficiently before reopening the border to non-essential travel. U.S. President Donald Trump hosted the Prime Minister of Israel and the foreign ministers of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates today, as those three countries signed a historic agreement to normalize relations. Paul Hunter has the details and the potential impact.
For Donald Trump, the optics couldn't have been better. In the middle of his campaign for re-election, a historic signing ceremony normalizing relations between Israel and two Arab countries, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain.
These agreements will serve as the foundation for a comprehensive peace across the entire region.
To be clear, while some call it a peace deal, neither the U.A.E. nor Bahrain were at war with Israel, and the U.A.E., one of the most modern states in the Arab world, has been doing business with Israel quietly for some time now. Still, the two are the first Arab countries in a quarter century to sign such an agreement, with the view conflict and mistrust in the region must end.
Now, I'm convinced we have the opportunity to change that.
The peace we make today will endure.
But it does little for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and Palestinians today called it a betrayal by the two Arab states. From the Gaza Strip, 2 rockets fired into Israel around the time of the ceremony in Washington wounded 2 people.
It's going to be peace in the Middle East.
Indeed, Trump today suggested more Arab countries will soon join in.
We're very far down the road with about 5 countries, 5 additional countries. Frankly, I think we could have had them here today.
And though much of today is about Arab countries now working with Israel, what all parties share is a common enemy in Iran. The deal unifies opposition to Iran in the Middle East, a key goal of Donald Trump. And with Trump's view that more states will soon sign on, also today a warning for Palestinians to get on board, or as Trump put it, be left out in the cold. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
There was a strong sign of recovery today from Russia's leading opposition figure, Alexei Navalny. He posted a picture sitting up with his family in a Berlin hospital, saying he could now breathe without ventilators. The Kremlin critic was taken to Germany for treatment last month after being poisoned by what doctors say was a nerve agent. According to a spokeswoman, he plans to return to Russia. Some Canadian universities do a lot of research alongside scientists linked to China's military, and that is ringing some alarm bells. The U.S. just revealed it has expelled more than 1,000 Chinese scholars from universities there in the past 3 months. Australia took similar action some time ago. Evan Dyer shows us the growing concern in this country.
Crazy to me that we would have cooperation between the People's Liberation Army and our universities.
MPs may have been shocked to hear it, but Canadian universities have been working with Chinese military scientists for years. In 2017, they co-authored 84 research papers with them.
They're looking for help from Canada in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, advanced materials, quantum computing, all areas that can help their military.
On a 2018 global list of such collaborations, 3 Canadian universities made the top 10, including the University of Waterloo at number 4.
I have been in discussion with our Canadian security agencies routinely to try to identify whether I should have any cause for concern about the sorts of collaborations we have.
But Charmaine Dean says it's still not clear what's expected of her university.
We can't make assessments on issues of national security.
I believe it's up to every citizen of Canada to be defending national security. This is on all of us. And particularly when your university has been identified as one of the top in the world partnering with Chinese military institutions.
On that point, CSIS agrees.
Everyone has a role to play when it comes to protecting our national security.
But it also says it has been giving guidance.
CSIS provides regular unclassified briefings to many stakeholders, including universities, so that they are fully aware of the threat environment around them.
One former director of CSIS told CBC News that rather than vetting individuals, Canada should just close off access to whole areas of study that have sensitive military applications to all researchers from unfriendly, undemocratic countries. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
Hurricane Sally is hitting the U.S. Gulf Coast tonight.
Everything is scary right now.
Next on The National, the urgent efforts to get out before it's too late. And a renewed warning as more Canadians get sick from contaminated onions.
There's always a possibility that not all of the onions have been removed.
And your back-to-school questions answered.
Do the infectious disease experts think this is necessary or effective in reducing the spread of COVID-19?
The doctors are ready to weigh in. We're back in 2. Smoke from U.S. wildfires continues to spread across this country, blowing to at least 5 provinces as far east as here in Ontario. In B.C., air quality advisories remain in place across much of the province. Forecasters say relief is likely still several days away.
The worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
In the United States, firefighters continue their battle to save lives and homes. Several people remain unaccounted for across 3 western states, and at least 35 people have died. Thousands have been displaced. Rain is expected later this week, but lightning storms have officials worrying about more fires. In the U.S. Gulf Coast, millions of Americans are bracing as Hurricane Sally inches closer. On its current track, the slow-moving storm is expected to land overnight somewhere near the Alabama-Mississippi border, but its effects are already being seen, including, as Stephen D'Souza tells us, the threat of historic floods.
Along the Florida Panhandle, Hurricane Sally started to make its presence felt, with high winds and rain battering shoreline communities. Further west along the Gulf Coast, where the storm is expected to make landfall, the waves and the wind gave just a small preview of what Hurricane Sally has in store. They know the drill here in this part of Mississippi. Residents digging in and clearing out, preparing for the worst, hoping for the best.
Been through Katrina and Camille, so it's kind of an old hat for me.
I'm very concerned. When they say evacuate, we have to go, and I leave.
The storm is slowly making its way towards the coast, moving at just 4 kilometers an hour, but packing winds in excess of 160 kilometers an hour. The biggest threat, though, right now is the water.
The saying that the National Weather Service has is hide from the wind, run from the water, and so now is the time to run from the water.
Casinos along the coast in Mississippi have shut down ahead of the storm. The National Weather Service warning of a potentially life-threatening storm surge, water rising up more than 2 meters.
We still hope and pray.
Alabama's governor sounded a clear warning to her storm-hardened residents.
My fellow Alabamians, Hurricane Sally is not to be taken for granted.
Because the storm is moving so slowly, it has the potential to dump more than 4 months of rain in just 24 hours.
That scares me that we're going to lose a life or lives because of Hurricane Sally, and more than likely it will be because of water.
The storm's slow churn also makes it difficult to predict, so officials say it's all the more important to heed the warnings and get out of the way. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, New York.
Next on The National, we put your back-to-school questions to the experts.
I was wondering what to do with your mask at recess. Will I be able to hug friends when I go back to school?
Don't worry, we'll get the doctors to answer that and much more right after the break. And later, the Mountain Equipment Co-op members vowing to stop the sale of the company to a private U.S. firm. The middle of September is usually when kids settle into their classes, but this year, some have only just started going back to school. The pandemic forcing officials to stagger start times. And so today, thousands of elementary students at Canada's largest school board began heading back, part of 3 days of return to learning in shifts.
Kind of excited to see some friends, teachers. I don't know. We're gonna have to think on that one.
I'm really nervous. But they have a lot of really good routines in place. I'm praying for the best, and we all don't know what's really going to happen, but we have to try.
Across the country, in schools that have been open for weeks now, there's still a sense of unease from students, parents, and teachers trying to navigate everything from masks to physical distancing. And so joining us to help guide you through your back-to-school questions and concerns is infectious disease specialist Dr. Susie Hoda and epidemiologist Raymond. So let's get right into it. Dr. Hoda, let's start with this question we got from Elise. She's a grade 1 student in Toronto.
Hi, my name's Elise. I was wondering what to do with your mask at recess.
The mask at
right,
recess.
Yeah, great question from Elise. So, if you're going outside for recess and you think you can keep more than 2 meters of distance between yourself and your friends, you can take off your mask. If you don't think you can keep that distance, you should probably keep your mask on. And I would suggest that you have a little plastic or paper bag that you can slip your mask into and put into your pocket, or maybe carry a purse or have a fanny pack that you can put it into so that you can easily get it again when you need to go back into the building.
Okay, good answer. Raywat, even lunchtime obviously isn't immune from the pandemic. A lot of families have been wondering about how to pack lunches for their kids. Let's have a listen.
My children's school has recommended against the use of reusable lunch kits and containers as part of their COVID safety plan. My question is, do the infectious disease experts think this is necessary or effective in reducing the spread of COVID-19?
Interesting question. So there are 3 main ways we think this disease is transmitted. First is via respiratory droplets. That's when fluid from your lungs is transmitted by talking or breathing on somebody else. And the second is via aerosol transmission. That's when smaller particles float about in the air for longer periods of time. And the third is probably fomite or surface transmission. That's when one person touches a surface and somebody else touches the same surface and gets infected that way. So when they're banning things like reusable lunch kits, they're trying to minimize fomite or surface transmission. The thing is, that's not really a big way that this disease is transmitted. So I think it's probably not needed. It probably helps a tiny bit, but not a lot.
I find that answer so interesting because in the beginning of the pandemic, we were all so focused on touch. I guess the evolution of this is kind of fascinating. Dr. Hoda,
100%.
A lot of younger kids also have some tough questions about going back to school, obviously, during this pandemic. Here's another one.
I want to know when COVID will end, and will I be able to hug friends when I go back to school?
Oh,
goodness. Yeah, that breaks the heart, doesn't it? I mean, it's such an important part of the social interaction of kids. And, unfortunately, I wish I could say when this will end and you can actually be the way that things were before. But I think what we're waiting for is development of an effective vaccine and having it out there for people to be available to people, and really good uptake of that vaccine before we can really think about lifting some of the restrictions. I suspect that might be a couple of years away even. So, that's sort of what I'm positioning in my head. So unfortunately, not anytime soon, in my opinion.
And to his other question about, can we have friends when we go back to school? I mean, absolutely. Ray Watt, there's a lot of talk about how extracurriculars can continue safely, and one of those concerns comes from a question from a student who simply asking, are school sports safe?
Well, it's a complicated question and a complicated answer. It depends on the sport and where it's played and how it's played. In general, you don't want to be face to face with someone who's breathing on you for long periods of time, and you'd rather be outdoors than indoors. So wrestling, for example, probably not a good idea. Tennis is probably okay, you're at a distance. Other kinds of sports like soccer, you can probably do safely if you're outside. But if you can follow the rule of not being close to someone for a long period of time, it's probably doable. But that's a small list of sports, really.
Yeah. Dr. Hoda, sports obviously not the only extracurricular activity students participate in. Here's a question from Amber in Sudbury, Ontario.
What will happen with the music instruments, specifically the woodwinds and the brass ones, where you have to blow into them to create music?
Yeah, this is really interesting. I think you have to kind of think about what we know so far about COVID-19 transmission with different musical instruments, and especially these woodwind and brass instruments, the horns. What we've seen so far is experimental evidence that aerosols can be generated when you blow into those instruments. We also know that those instruments can get contaminated on the outside or on the mouthpiece with bacteria and fungi. And even the virus that causes COVID-19 can last on stainless steel and copper to a lesser extent, but for hours to days. But what we haven't really seen is evidence of transmission from person to person related to playing instruments, or outbreaks related to people playing instruments together. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but we just haven't really seen that demonstrated yet. So putting that all together, what I would say is a prudent way of going forward is to, as much as possible, keep those instruments dedicated to individual kids through a term, and make sure that they're wiped down and cleaned in between uses, so by end of day.
Okay, excellent. And Ray Watt, there are lots of concerns about how the virus could spread, inside the classroom. So here's a question from a parent who asks, my daughter's school is composed of windowless classrooms. Would portable air purifiers or air cleaners in each classroom be helpful?
The answer is nobody knows. No randomized controlled trials have been done testing the efficacy of air purifiers, but it's not rocket science. On its face, it looks like it should work, right? Because you're essentially driving air through a filter, like a HEPA filter, that should filter out viral particles. As well, moving the air can dilute the density of any virus that's present. So I think it's worth trying. It definitely can't hurt and might help a fair amount.
All right, Ray Watt Deonandan, Dr. Susie Hoda, thank you both for your insights. We always need them. No shortage of questions from concerned families as kids head back to school. It's an experience millions are having to deal with across the country. So we tagged along with one Toronto family to see what their first day back looked like.
You excited? Yeah? Do you think you're going to know anybody in your class? Do you think some of your friends from last year are going to be in there? And you're going to eat all your lunch today, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. You okay with your mask?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I know for a lot of people it was hard to determine to stay home or to go back to school, but she in SK is really going to benefit from the social interaction, and being downtown Toronto in a small space and working, we need a little bit of that space and balance. I am happy for her to be back to school and out of the house. So I'm excited for this. We will see how long it actually lasts for, though. But we'll take it as we get it, and hopefully if the weather's staying nice, they get lots of outdoor time. So, morning. We've really tried to prepare her about the expectations of school to get that excitement going, but also that it's different.
We're not allowed on the slides or any of the equipment because of the virus.
Yeah, the virus. We're pretty transparent and try to keep it at a very simple level so that she's mindful of distance and masks. And at the end of the day, I don't know all the answers, and I tell her that, and it's just we have to listen to what everybody's telling us to do, and we do our part.
You know what class you're going to be in this year?
In yours.
Oh, is this? Oh, Jeanette, awesome. Yeah, I got your name on there. Excellent. You were in Miss.
This morning we chatted about mask etiquette. You know, when we're inside, we have to have the mask. You know, how do you take the mask off using the loops? How do you set the mask down? She's got her own little hand sanitizer, not to share anything. And go play with your
Miss
friends.
Colosimo's class. All right, Jeanette. Happy first day of school. So do you want to line up?
I'm most worried about just the amount of change and structure. I have an apprehension that this might not be permanent or for long. You know, how different is it going to be? What is it going to do with their learning? They're so expression-based, and my daughter is actually working on speech language, so for her to see how things are said, I hope it doesn't inhibit her.
We are going to be very patient and very compassionate. I think it's going to be a very new routine for all students, but our early learners are going to need extra time to really understand what the whole process and new procedures are going to be like.
You guys have a good day? Thumbs up if you're going to come back. Are you coming back tomorrow? Are you coming back tomorrow?
We know that families are very anxious, students are very anxious, and so our hope really is that we ease all that anxiety and we have a very safe return.
Donat, I see your mom over there, right? So you can go home to your room now, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Great. Was it fun? Yeah, you can tell me all about it? And you liked your teacher? Amazing. Let's take this off so I can hear you better while we're walking. It feels like a little bit back to normal. Hopefully it means that she's going to wake up bright and early and want to go back tomorrow and for the rest of the year. Maybe.
Next, Mountain Equipment Co-op members say they won't let go without a fight. Plus, he always wanted to see a killer whale. He did not expect to get this close. His moment is tonight's moment.
I don't think anyone had sales activity back at record levels, but here we are.
Well, Canadian real estate appears to have made a comeback in the middle of this pandemic. Last month was the busiest August for home sales ever, up by 33% compared to last year. Experts say this is partly due to pent-up demand, coupled with low interest rates, federal aid, and mortgage deferrals. Opposition is growing to a deal that will privatize Canada's largest consumer cooperative. Mountain Equipment Co-op announced Monday that its board has reached an agreement to be acquired by a U.S. investment firm. Now, some of its 5 million members are pushing back. Susanna De Silva has the details.
Michael Roy still remembers the first time he went to Mountain Equipment Co-op.
I was a high school student and I was going on a camping trip and needed some equipment.
And it was about more than tents and water bottles.
And focused on the priorities of the members and had a set of values that were kind of in line with what the members believed and wanted in terms of protecting Canada's outdoors and doing it in a socially responsible way.
News of its sale yesterday to Los Angeles-based Kingswood Capital Management prompted him to start a petition to save it, as the anger and disappointment from many of its over 5 million members grows.
We own this organization. It's just all of the members. And so for the idea that the organization could be sold without talking to us is pretty bizarre.
Members say they knew the company was in trouble amid growing losses, almost 12 million last year, after expansions and competition from places like Amazon. But not even one of those who co-founded the company almost 50 years ago knew it was this bad.
I think it lost its cooperative focus. I think it got taken over, it got co-opted. Somehow it got sucked into the capitalist eternal growth thing.
The co-op now has protection under the Companies Creditors Arrangement Act. It protects debt-ridden businesses undergoing restructuring.
The way that the CCAA process works, they don't require consent from the shareholders, or in this case, the membership. The fact that MEC is a co-op, it has some impact, but it's not going to change the kind of fundamental processes.
The incoming CEO is Canadian and promises it won't lose sight of why it started.
To me, it's more than just a business, and
I think that the people at Kingswood Capital recognize that.
They have also committed to keep at least 17 of the 22 stores open and 75% of the jobs. Susanna De Silva, CBC News, Vancouver.
Next, a renewed warning from health officials to check your cupboards.
If you don't know where your onions came from, you should discard them.
Why Canadians are still getting sick weeks after the original onion recall, and what you need to know before going to the grocery store.
I'm Josh Bloc. Tomorrow on CBC's daily news podcast Front Burner, as school returns and temperatures drop, coronavirus cases are ticking back up in Canada. What it means and how it can be stopped. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. Here's a thought. You might want to hit pause on the onions in your pantry. The Public Health Agency of Canada says last month's massive Salmonella outbreak hasn't been contained, and there are now more than 500 cases in Canada. Cameron McIntosh explains.
Red cooking onions, produce of USA.
When the recall first happened, Munther Zeed didn't waste time.
I'd say within 24, 48 hours, we've got a new supply in.
Turns out he never did have the California onions linked to a Salmonella outbreak. No matter where you shop, he says, check for a label.
And it's only certain growers that are usually affected. It's not the entire state. Right. And if they say it's California red onions, well, it's not the entire state. It's probably a field or two or three.
Yeah. The federal government says recalled onions produced by Thompson International in California are now linked to 506 confirmed cases of Salmonella, including 71 hospitalizations. The original recall was back in early August, and while it's unlikely you'll still find contaminated onions in a store, the public health notice is reminding people to check what they have at home.
So the general advice being that if you don't know where your onions came from, you should discard them.
Concerning to health officials, 49 cases have come in the last 2 weeks. Food contaminated with Salmonella can look, smell, and taste fine.
Mature onions can have a shelf life of up to 6 months. So, if the outbreak began in June, we're still within that window.
Lawrence Goodridge is a professor of food safety. Given that onions have a long shelf life and are often eaten raw, he says an outbreak like this could last months.
It's not just grocery stores that we have to be concerned about. It's restaurants, anywhere that food is produced.
Among the major grocery chains, Loblaw says it's eliminated all affected Thompson products. Food supply experts call it a far-reaching but isolated case.
If it's on shelves, yes, it means that the product is not recalled. But it gets confusing at times for consumers.
In other words, no need to cut out the onions necessarily, as long as you know where they're from. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Next on The National, a dream comes true for a BC man in the form of 10 killer whales. Our moment is next. So these whales might seem a little too close for comfort, but for Josh Goodman, they fulfilled a lifelong dream. The BC man had always wanted to see killer whales in the wild, and his close encounter is our moment.
My friends and I went out for a wakeboarding ride up Indian Arm, and then in the distance, about 200 meters away, we saw these whales. They're jumping out of the water and breaching out of the water, and we immediately started filming and stopped the boat and just stood there in awe and just recorded it. It was beautiful. They came over to our boat and under and around, and one of them had a big harbor seal carcass, which was just breathtaking. It was crazy. I've never experienced anything like that. My immediate reaction was take the phone out, start zooming in, and try to get what I can get just so I can have those memories. Not very often do you catch that experience like that of them jumping out of the water and actually hunting. I wasn't really nervous. I feel pretty comfortable in the water, and I know they're not out to get me. They're hunting for harbor seals. I haven't seen them in my entire life in the wild, but I finally got to experience it, and I've been waiting for the moment to actually, seize that, and I actually got to, and it was, probably one of the best moments of my life, I'm not gonna lie.
What a huge privilege. He didn't stop smiling that whole time. You're not alone if you think, haven't we seen a lot of whales getting awfully close to people? Scientists seem to be baffled by this. There are whales that have been ramming boats all along the coast of Spain. They cannot figure out why. It's a very 2020 thing to be happening, apparently. That is a national for September 15th. Good night.